one of the parents as well, is Coach Cole. And then returning we have Coach Candelaria, and like my father said, Coach Begody. He's helping out this year again. Our first tournament we're going to have is this shoulder tournament. Most of you got the letters. If you haven't, let me know. I'll come get you one. It's a commitment letter to find out who's going to be going, so we can let transportation know who's going to be attending, who's not, so I can let the office know as well. So we have to pay for the kids to be able to participate. Don't worry about it. You guys don't have to pay. The school's paying for it. Transportation's offered. If you guys decide to go meet us down there, you just got to sign them out like usual. I still don't have any schedules yet. I think we might have a scrimmage and a match next week, but I'm not totally 100% sure. When I do get those schedules out, I'll get them to you as soon as I can. Most likely they'll be updated on Parent Square as fast as possible. So if you do have that, you'll probably get the schedules as soon as you can. I did have you guys do the little fill out of the paper just to kind of like see how it is, and just simple questions. Can you get me those two white papers? It was a little bit. No, you're good. You're good. It's a little bit different from the kids, but almost the same questions. And a little bit, I think there was like two more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 5. Oh, 3 more. And I just had them do this before practice. They wrote down whatever they wanted to think that they wanted to write down. I didn't force them to write anything. So I let them completely write what they want to write. I've read through a few of them as best I could, keeping up with them. A lot of them were a little tough to read because they're handwriting, but for the most part, it was a great read to find out what they were thinking, what they were hoping for. A lot of first years this year. I think this is the biggest parent meeting I've had in the past years. So thank you for coming. I appreciate it. So if your kid brought their paper, you can look through it, look at the difference, compare. You can see what they're thinking, what goes through their mind, share with them what you're thinking, what they're just communicate, I guess you can say. The second paper I gave you was just a basic welcome to our program. Our junior high, we offer it, like you found out, it's all the way from 5th grade to 8th grade. Sadly, we do not have a girls program yet, so that will be co-ed. It will be wrestling boys and girls. I don't know when they're going to be sanctioning off for either or. They talk about it every coaches meeting during the finals at the end of the year, but not sure just yet. For when the season actually starts getting kicked off for A team and B team, I will be having our wrestle offs on Mondays. If it is a holiday, I'll have it that following Tuesday. For holidays, just to avoid any confusion, I'm not going to have no practice on holidays. During our Thanksgiving break, I will have practice in the morning from 8 to 10. For Monday, Tuesday, and possibly Wednesday. I'm not sure about Wednesday yet, just because it's the day before Thanksgiving. Halfway through our season, they will get a pound, 2 pound. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 2 pound allowance after midway of the season. Once I find out what match that will be, I'll let you guys know. The kids will find out probably faster when they get that 2 pound allowance. The printers at the Washington school are currently on limited supply, so I wasn't able to print off the bylaws for our White Mountain bylaws that I usually give out every year. On that, we usually have the weight classes for each of the kids, so they'll be wrestling in their weight class. For your returner parents, you guys already know what I'm talking about. For your first year, this probably sounds a little weird, but I'll try to get those to you guys as soon as possible so you can look at what our bylaws are for the White Mountain League. My short-term objectives for this year are just to make sure the kids can are learning the point system. That'll be the quickest way for them to understand wrestling. It's pretty complicated as well. If I can, how do I put it? Sorry, it's getting a little hot up here. Yeah, just basic stuff of learning common practice, learning the sport. Long term is more of if they want to continue this afterwards. I tell parents it's a great time to come in, learn the sport before they go to high school, where it's a longer season, a lot more grueling, a lot more competitive. Down here, I like to have a little bit more fun. I am a little bit more hard on them just because it is a combat sport, and as many of you know, it is a lot more physical. It's physically demanding, so I will be a tough on them from that perspective. On and off the mat, I am pretty tough on them with their grades, so it is required for them to keep a C average to stay eligible at the junior high and elementary. So if you know your kid does struggle in that aspect, they do offer tutoring, and I do not penalize the kids if they go to a tutoring if they show up to practice late. I do enjoy when you guys let me know that they are going to be running late, doctor's appointment, other sports. I don't penalize the kids as long as I know what's going on. When I don't know what's going on, it's a little hard to try to delegate where they're going to be at, so I can kind of set up practice, because sometimes I have a group of three, group of straggler, kind of trying to partner everyone up as best I can. At practice right now, they're just getting used to most of the basic moves, shooting, defending, and I think I showed them a breakdown and a pin move so far. In the past years, we have had short weeks of where I was only have 3 practices before our first match. Luckily, we've been have our first week a bye, so hopefully I'll try to get, like I said, try to get you guys the schedule as soon as I can. That's what I have. Sorry, I think this is the less unprepared I've had for these past years. Printers, I've been worried about those printers, trying to get my paperwork all printed out. Like I said, wrestling, they are going to learn that wrestling is a little bit more an individual sport than a team, but I still include the team aspect of it because they are learning together. As well as I don't know how many parents have a background in wrestling or know of wrestling. Who's first year introducing to wrestling this year? Okay, so you guys will be learning along with the kids as well as they're learning. So if you feel if they have a question about wrestling, don't be scared to ask them, like, what is that? You search on YouTube. If you want to come ask me, shoot me a message. You're more than welcome to. If you want to come in and ask a question, learn along with them. Like in the past, I told them before, I used to say two. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you'll soon find out that that's a takedown back then. Now, during the season started, I was all yelling 2. Everyone's all, no, that's 3. So the rules all changed. So instead of the takedown, instead of being 2, it's now 3. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I apologize. We'll soon get to that. The kids will start teaching you guys. They'll start learning more as we go along. Scheduling, I will try to keep the schedule always the same. I always try to keep Monday through Thursday, 4 to 6. That's to give the junior high kids enough time to get out of school and come over. They do have tutoring. Sometimes it can last from 4 to 4:30. So like I said, I don't penalize them as long as they bring me a task saying that they were there. Fridays, it can vary because I do have my appointments. Sometimes it can be a full day appointments, but most of the time I try to get them done in the morning so we don't have to worry about canceling practice. That will go 2 to 3:30, an hour and a half. Matches, like I said, I apologize for not having a schedule. Usually they do run on Thursdays only. We do flip-flop. We're the same people. If you have a schedule from last year, it just most likely will from home to away. Not sure if that stayed the same way, but I'm hoping it did, because that's usually how we know who we're reversing and if it's going to be home or away. Tournaments, like I said, we usually try to hit 3 of them. Last year we got lucky to hit 4, just because we held our own, so the school allowed me to go to an extra one. I don't know if we'll get lucky enough to go to do that again. Most of the tournaments that we do will be for A-team only. Like I said earlier, we'll be running our wrestle-off matches on Mondays. If we have a holiday on that Monday, we'll do it that following Tuesday. And if your kid does miss it, they miss wrestle-offs, and they'll basically, if they are A-team that week, will give up their spot for someone that was there. Because I have run into problems where when I had to hold someone's spot until they came back, and it just became a whole fiasco of trying to figure out planning wise. It does push a little bit of practice time back, because it does take a whole day to get the wrestle-offs through. This year, I'm gonna try to get it done as fast as possible, because we do have a lot more kids. Usually in the past, we had probably, I wanna say 30 to 40 kids. This year, we have almost 60 kids coming into the wrestling ring, which is amazing. I'm super happy, and I wanna get everyone in that time. Like I said, most of the tournaments are going to be more A-team related. If we can squeeze some of the B teams in, we'll try to. I don't know, does anyone else have any questions on the aspects so far what we talked about? Yes?
Are you able to tell us, like, if there's a fee for the entrance, like, for the one on Saturday?
No. Like I said, all that, you don't have to pay for nothing. The school's paying for everything. The only thing you have to make sure you pay for is your sports fees. The only thing you have to pay for. Once you pay for that, everything's covered. For the wrestlers themselves, all they do is just show up for those events.
No, like, for us parents to get in.
Oh, those, yes. Okay, yes, there are going
One
to...
time, I think there was a tournament last year, it was like $35 for reservation.
Okay, I think most of the ones that we have in the White Mountain League, I think they're only $10. I don't think they're that much as the 35. Okay. The window rock. Okay, yeah. That wasn't in our league. We went there because they invited us, and that was our first time up there. And yeah, so that's my bad. I didn't know what the price was for that. So if we do that one again, at least we know beforehand, and we'll try to find out the pricing beforehand, so no one's lost.
Yeah,
So.
to answer your question on that, we'll talk to the junior high to update the Facebook page so you guys know what's going on. There should be.
Usually each school has their own Facebook page, so they usually try to post stuff. So we'll let them know to post it. Yeah, and Parent Square as well. Any other questions? Yes.
Are you connected on Parent Square to
Yes.
where we're able to message you directly?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm on both. I'm on junior high and Washington. So it is a little hard to find me. So if you, luckily I gave you those papers so you know how to spell my name. And for the ones that don't, because I think I ran into someone that didn't know how to spell my name, and they were trying to look for me and they couldn't find me. So no worries about that. Team funds, usually I try to, most of the funds that we have usually comes from outsources. So that's how we got our new mat. I don't know if how many of you have seen it, the foam mat in the corner. That's our brand new mat. That's the junior highs, and we'll always use that one. We'll probably be using that one for our scrimmage against Hopi, and we're probably gonna be having that scrimmage in this Bulldog gym. So we'll get to use that gym, and the volleyball girls are gonna be going down to Hopi to scrimmage them down there. Uniforms, I know for a fact I'm gonna run out, so I apologize for that. Yes.
So for the home matches, I think at the end of last year, you guys were able to use the gym. Have you set it up that way so they're not in the cafeteria?
Yes, last year Mr. Greer did tell us that he's gonna work to where we do have all our matches and the volleyball matches in that gym. So most likely we will be moving all our home matches into the new gym and we'll be a lot more space, and we won't be all crowded in that sauna over there. And so we don't have to worry about that. So hopefully he gets back to me as soon as possible so I can let you guys all know to finalize the information for that. Let's see. I usually ask this every year, what kind of rules do you guys look for to implement into the team? Most of it, like I said, the grades is one does anyone have something to add on to top of the rules? I usually like asking the parents so we can figure out something together for rule-wise. Does anyone have ideas for rules? Kind of like how I said, grades, the school has the rule of eligibility cannot be lower than a C to participate, and my wrestle-offs on Monday. Does anyone else have rules like that to implement the team, sportsmanship?
I know some people were able to get like on the sidelines and like cheer. Would you guys like encourage them to do that, or is that something like depends on the?
I think it depends on the area. Usually I don't mind if you're filming, just because I know people do get up and go walk in front. So I usually don't mind if the parents get up near the mat so they can film. I do try to film the matches as best I can so I can upload them to YouTube. But I don't know what happened to my SD card for most of the matches after Joe Drill with the Window Rock tournament. I lost most of those matches after I posted most of those. So I did get most of up to that point. I have most of them uploaded. So I do try to get those matches uploaded. So if you're not able to make the matches, but going back, I don't mind personally when you come up to film the kids up close. Staying down there, I know it gets a little uncomfortable, so probably just film your kids and then go return back to the seats. I know rest of their parents from the high school, they do get in front. Everyone wants to be close to the mat as best as you can. Just try to stay back just so we can give the kids some room. So, but like I said, coming up close to film real fast, I don't mind. It depends on where we're at. Some people might ask you to go back to the seating. But personally, I don't mind because I know my mom in the past, she did that where she came up close and filmed real fast. Any other questions? Any other rules to add? Yes?
We'll go over weight cutting.
Weight cutting? Oh yes, weight cutting. I don't endorse weight cutting. If your child is losing weight naturally, they're still eating all their meals. I do require them to eat because I don't want them to be going to class, headaches, falling asleep in class. So I don't endorse weight cutting. If your child comes into the weight room with some plastics on, I'll send them home and probably have you called over to speak with you, because that is a health concern and a bad habit to start teaching these kids at this age. So that's why we do tell the kids afterwards, have a good meal, get hydrated, electrolytes, especially after our practices. Sometimes they do fall asleep, which is, I understand they are tired after practice. Yeah, usually if you have any other health concerns like that of what they should eat, what they shouldn't eat, I'm more than free to talk with you about that. Our other coaches are very knowledgeable about that as well. So be free to come contact us about if you have a concern about that. If they are looking to lose some weight, I suggest them just coming to practice, working hard here and working off naturally, and restricting their diet. Once they do get older, they can learn a little bit more of that in the high school, but I don't endorse weight cutting. Like my father said, he usually had me wrestle up a weight class, just so I can start building muscle naturally and gain experience faster. So like he said, I don't endorse weight cutting. Anything else? Yes.
You mentioned being short on uniforms. Is there a plan for that, or should we expect that something's going to come out saying we got to buy our own?
No, so they're most likely, if we run out, in the past where we just had the kids wear some shortcuts and a t-shirt. I don't know when we're going to get some new ones. That usually helps us out. So we'll probably be, most likely, we have singlets and we do have girl singlets. I don't know, I think we might only have 13 girl singlets. So we might have to order some more on that front. They did get new uniforms, but I don't like the new uniforms that they bought because they are 2 pounds, and that does add on to the kids' weight as when they step on the scale. So they weigh in with their uniform on. I'll talk with the school about that, see what we can do about more uniforms. Yes.
So if you're short singlets, are they allowed to wear their own, or does it have to be allowed to wear a matching singlet? Or could you find out?
I'll look into that. I'll ask Mr. Greer, he'll be the one that I'll ask. I'm pretty sure he's gonna say it's gonna have to be school related.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like, for boys, the cups are optional. Is that part of
I don't think it's required for the boys to wear a cup because it is a hard plastic, and if someone gets hit with that,
the, okay,
yeah. So, never been asked that, so thank you.
So on the thing on the uniform stuff, another thing the school offers is called a tax credit. As a parent, you can go down to the junior high and be specific on how much money, kind of like a donation. But the good thing about it is you can file it with your tax return. So that money will be specific for a certain sport. So if you got kids that are playing wrestling, football, whatever, you can donate X amount. I believe the maximum amount is 200. So it's up to you how you want to distribute that money within that program. And that money that you put in, let's say you put $50 in the wrestling program, that money helps to buy extra equipment or supplies needed for the wrestling room itself. So that's another thing that you guys can look into.
Is the season long enough though, where if we did that, like, here's $200 to buy a uniform, do you think the
Well,
school would
here's the
actually
thing
be
that-
able to get them and have them to you guys for this year, or is that just
So
looking at next year?
it works out if you have your kid that's plugged into the program year after year. So that money, let's say everybody here puts in $100. That's probably what, over $1,000. So that money can be used to buy new singlets, new warm-up gear, and that basically goes to the school. And so if your kid continues to be in that program, he'll always have a uniform. And then just like Coach Begody said, as far as other singlets and stuff, if you want to purchase it, I think still would have to go through the school. But if your child doesn't make the 18, I believe we have enough for the 18 to fill that spot. Any extras we can give out, but if your kid doesn't make the 18, I'm pretty sure they can make some adjustments on those.
And I am trying to work I do off-season wrestling year-round, so I am trying to build a fund for that so we can get some uniforms and then donate it to the school. It's a lot easier getting the set and then donating it than trying to go through the school and buying it through the school, because they do run into a bunch of stuff of PO numbers and all the extra stuff, paperwork for that, of using the money. So I try to do it outside and then donate it in. That's how I was able to get our, I don't know if you've seen the wall of resistant bands, that's how I got that. I bought it myself and I donated it to the school. So that's how I do a lot of my stuff. I buy it first and then tell them this is what I got, this is where we're gonna use it. So it is a little bit easier buying it outsourced first and then donating it.
How soon are you handing them out the uniforms so that we know if our kid's gonna have one or not?
So we'll, as soon as we do wrestle offs on that Monday, it'll give them that Tuesday and Wednesday to get the uniform.
Next week?
Yeah. Yes.
Will wrestling be having a fundraiser?
Usually if we do a team fundraiser, we do have to let the school know when it will be, what are we doing, what are we selling, and you have to run it through the school. They'll do a board meeting, they'll do it in the next board meeting, and they'll see if it gets approved or not. So that's what I mean by sometimes it's a little hard to do stuff with the school. But I do encourage it, so we probably, if you parents do want to do something like that, we can probably set something up.
Parents run one on their own. Like for example, if the kids like with the flag walkathon for our did calendar spring, should we just do that as parents and then?
I'm pretty sure there's a way of setting it up to do that. Probably more on your guys' If you guys want to use this room to come and meet, I don't mind. Just let me know and we can set up another meeting. If you guys want to do that. Will you guys be interested in setting something like that up to set up? Okay. Just let me know when you guys would like to do that, and I'll be more willing to come let you guys come in, meet, talk, set stuff up. Attendance wise, I do run in for, like I said, I don't penalize the kids when they're out doing stuff. I know a lot of families do go hunting, other sports, vacations. I don't penalize the kids for that. But if they do miss school because they just were ditching, then I do penalize for that. Most of the time I don't have to deal with that. But I do enforce, like I said, the grades. If your child is ineligible for 2 consecutive weeks, I do release them for the team talent to work on their grades because that is their priority as a student athlete. Yes. Yes. Oh, thank you for bringing that up. Like I said, the tournament next week, I don't know if you guys want to do a sign up to donate snacks for the tournament because we're going to be there all day. The wrestling starts at 9. They'll probably get done close to probably 6, hopefully 5, and we'll be back home before then. So the times might actually be a little bit later. On the paper, it did 6. It say 6 in the morning. I might be able to push it back to maybe 6:30, 7. But I have to work with the school at that for because I'm gonna be sending the weigh-ins through satellite. So I'm gonna be emailing the weigh-ins. So I'm gonna take their weight here, send it through email, and then they're gonna get the wrestler through that. Any other questions? Food allergies? If you have it on, what's it called? Register My Athlete, I have their food allergies and I can print up a paper to see who has food allergies. Any other questions? Coaches, you got anything else?
Actually, yeah, I do have something. Going with the snacks, I do want to start a sign up because last year we were pretty limited on our snacks. And if we are, that is okay. If you parents can't provide snacks for the team, that's totally okay. Just so we know that if we don't have enough snacks, that us coaches can provide. So maybe at the end, if you want to come talk to me, I can start a little sign up of snacks if you guys can bring. If you can't, that's totally fine. But snacks, also drinks, that also helps. Water, Gatorades, if you can. If you can't, totally understand.
Okay. That's about it. Like I said, if you want to come talk to her about snacks, you can. No, that is for you to keep. That's so you can talk to your kids with this little see eye to eye, I guess you'd say, for the papers. Have a good night. Thank you for coming. See you tomorrow. Yes, I'll be at school.